flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here.
Ayers, here. Bailey.
Here. Here.
Baird.
You're still here.
Bruce.
Here.
Davis.
Here.
Evans.
Here.
Hall.
Here.
Hatmaker.
Here.
Nance. Here. Ford.
Here.
Rutherford. Singleton.
Here.
Walden. White.
Here. Yes, 2 absent. You go to 1. At this time, I would entertain a vote. Go. Not everybody voted again?
I think this probably lives here in Woodland.
No, we.
Did you do it?
We had voted. At this time, I will entertain a motion for chairman of the commission.
Chairman, I nominate Mayor Bear as chairman.
Any other comments?
I move nominate Lowe's as your back.
Any voting? Okay. Place your vote. Chairman, are we voting on Mr. Davis? Yes. Or nomination seat? Yes. Okay, thank you. Anyone wish to change the vote? Yes, or 2 absent. Congratulations, sir. Thank you.
Okay, now the floor is open for nominations for vice chair.
Sure.
Bobby White,
Mr. Bruce.
got a motion, a second. Johnny Bruce's name in nomination for vice chair. Any other nominations?
Make a motion for nomination cease.
Motion, I hear a second. Okay, all those in favor of Johnny Bruce being vice chair, vote yes. Press your confirm button. Those opposed, vote no. Anyone wish to change your vote? Go for the vote. 12 yes, 1 abstention. Johnny Bruce abstaining, Bob Walden still reading correct.
Chairman, when you get finished, I want to just point out something about the new street.
Johnny Bruce
bug that we've been dealing with in the voting software has now been corrected, and you will notice at the bottom of each of your individual screens, you will see an item number and in the center section hashed with parentheses or failed, as the case may be. 12 yes, 0 no's, 2 abstentions, 2 absence, and over the right-hand side tells us that we need 8 yes votes. The 2 abstentions in this circumstance are the abstain vote cast by Johnny by not voting for himself, and the tie-break vote is always called an abstention unless and until it is in need of being actually cast, and then it would be a yes or no. So we should be able to look at the bottom of the screen from here on out and see whether or not the motion passed and have the total number of votes. It's one of the things that Sue's been interested in for quite a while. If in fact it works correctly, then I believe that the process could work out where the results calculated on the machine could also be printed if so desired, like you talked about previously. So I think that it's got to sort it out. Thank you.
Next order of business is to approve the minutes of the previous meeting. Motion to approve the previous. Motion, do I hear a second? Do I have a second for the motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I have a question on this. Would this approve committee list? As a whole?
We have to.
Okay, I know, but I was like, I know we're discussing. Thank you.
Any questions about the previous meeting? All those in favor, vote aye. The pressure confirmed button. Those opposed, vote no. Anyone wish to change your vote? Show us the vote. 13 yes. Steve Rutherford and Bob Walden absent. Next is the approval of the notary renewal. We have Terry Smith, Aaron B. Johnson, Lucia Sargent, Joanne Chin, Gene L. Gregg, Jane Lay, Ruth Lombard, Misty Gibson, Sheila L. Falls, Lois D. Ferguson, Tracy Lindsay, Mark Goins, and Angela M. Johnson. Motion by Sue Nance, seconded by Beverly Hall, to approve the renewal. Any questions, any discussion? Those in favor, vote yes. The pressure confirmed, the button. Those opposed, vote no. Anyone wish to change your vote? Show us the vote. 13 yes, Steve Rutherford, Bob Walden absent. No renewals are approved.
Mr. Chairman, for the benefit of the record, do it for us.
Atkins, yes. Ayers, yes. Bailey, yes. Baird, yes. Bruce, yes. Davis, yes. Evans, yes. Hall, yes. Hatmaker, yes. Nance, yes. Warwick, yes. Singley, yes. Klein, yes.
13 Building Special reports of been. We got a motion. Need a second for that motion? Second. Committee reports. Any questions? Discussion? Okay, all those in favor, vote yes. The pressure confirmed button. Those opposed, vote no. Anyone wish to change your vote? Those opposed. 13 yes. Bob Walden, Steve Rutherford absent. Committee reports and minutes are approved. And next, we'll entertain a motion to approve the budget amendments and funding resolution.
Chair. Motion to approve 9-1 and 9-12, exclude 9-9.
Chairman, yes, we also have 9-13, which has been sent out to you. It doesn't require a motion to suspend the rules. It was placed as part of the directive from the prior meeting on Monday. I would like to, since we get a detailed review at that time, to explain it in a separate one after you take your vote on these ones here.
Okay. We have the motion. Second. Second by Johnny Bruce. 9-1 through 9-12, excluding 9-9. I'll have my.
Yeah, I got a question on 9-12, Jeff. I apologize because I wasn't here last. It's okay, budget finance. Where did we come up with the $8,000 figure?
See, where to come up with the $8,000 figure?
Yeah.
It's based upon the price estimates from cost of the pipe, and the cost of the work on the lower side of the road going toward the end.
How much pipe are we talking?
60 or 80 feet tall. I'm not sure it's about.
6 sections, 6 to 8 sections?
Yes.
Has Dennis been offered this?
Yes.
In terms of that?
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Ready to vote? All those in favor, vote yes. The pressure confirmed button. Those opposed, vote no. Anyone wish to change your vote? Show us the vote.
Mr. Chair. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
10 yes, 3 no, 2 absent. Motion passes. Beverly Hall, Tom Hatmaker, Sue Lane, voting no. Steve Rutherford and Bob Walden absent. Now,
Right. We talked earlier about this is where we're at, no matter how we got there, but that's where we're at. We continue to throw money at this project out there. It's not hundreds of thousands now, it's just down to 8 to 10,000. That parking lot has been over there for 50 years, and it doesn't need that pipe.
okay.
Mr. Chairman, now, budget amendment 913. It was denoted in your memorandum that was sent out that we would be preparing an additional amendment once we had the bids for the animal control truck, which were received and opened last Thursday. The resolution 913. Whereas bids for the animal control vehicle were opened on 9/13/2012, as scheduled with a low bid of $22,317 being received from Ray go forward. And whereas the animal control program intends to place the dump truck and present animal control vehicle in the fall auction event conducted by the sheriff's department, with these revenues being estimated to provide for the portion of the cost noted above. And whereas revenues associated with the animal control adoption program, spay neuter program, and other operational fees are being estimated to meet the remaining portion of the cost. And whereas if the current revenue collections are less than anticipated, then the next year's revenue collection will be applied toward a receivable account to recapture these funds. Exhibit M, see an increase in sale of equipment of $3,000, an increase in surcharge general, which is the spay neuter program revenue account, of $11,000 to generate a total of $14,000. That $14,000 is being added to our existing $8,500, which we derived from the same source in the previous year to form $22,500. That will fund it by the $22,371 truck, 370.
Your motion to approve 913. Motion by J.L. Davis, Bobby White. Question, any discussion? Yes, Rob?
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor, vote yes. The rest confirm the button. Those opposed, vote no. Anyone wish to change your vote? Show us the vote. Got 11 yes, 2 no. Beverly Hall, Sue Nance voted no. Steve Rooster, Bob Walton, absent. This resolution 913 is approved.
Mr. Chairman, that leaves us with resolution 99 as revised.
Do I hear a motion to approve budget resolution 999-9 as revised? No. Okay. Move on.
Mr. Chairman, that approving of the capital outlay note resolution is now not necessary associated with resolution 9-9. That moves us to the resolutions associated with the local option sales tax, which was last taken up by the commission at the August meeting. The commission approved resolution 2012-08-20 at their August 20th meeting, which places on the ballot for the upcoming November elections to allow the public to render a decision in regards to raising the local option sales tax from 2.25 to 2.75. This is the same action taken by the commission last December, which was voted upon in the primaries in March. Pursuant to that action, we need to pass a revenue allocation resolution similar to the one that was passed, resolution number 2012-02-20 February next year, because if you all will recall, the sales tax proceeds, at least the lion's share of those, must go directly to the general purpose school fund, and as such, in order to facilitate these proceeds actually ending up in the form of being able to be used for road improvement projects, we must then replace those funds with a differing funds that the commission can otherwise direct. In the previous action in February, because it was for an upcoming July 1 event, the previous resolution allowed the county commission to reallocate pennies of the tax rate. Since the tax rate for the 12-13 year has already been set, that will require reallocation of some other revenue source as opposed to property tax. In this case, because of the funds that go into the general purpose school fund, the only thing left to reallocate is the wheel tax. 100% of the wheel tax goes to the general purpose school fund presently, and by reallocation of half of the wheel tax rate, should the item be approved then by the public at the November election, then thereafter the half of the $45 present wheel tax rate would begin to be allocated to the Highway Public Works Fund, replacing then the sales tax that isn't able to go to the Highway Public Works Fund, without lowering the total revenue stream that stays in the general purpose school fund to meet the requirements of state law of maintenance federal. That's the only difference between the two resolutions, and minus action on a resolution of this type, the commission cannot in good faith say to the public at large that the money would end up going to the Highway Public Works Fund for the purpose of improvement of roads. That's the reason we did it last time, and we must do it again. Does anybody have any questions about how this process works? We've talked about it several different times, and it's reasonably straightforward, taking red money, replacing it with yellow money to keep the totals the same.
Bobby White, Chairman.
Jeff, are we going to change the resolution of the wheel tax resolution?
This resolution itself would amend that resolution, because you're not changing anything except where the proceeds are being paid to. So this resolution's language would replace that resolution's language, and also would replace the language that is presently in your tax levy resolution for the current year, because it also says in the tax levy resolution that 100% would go to the schools. That's a discretionary act on the commission's part of how it will be reallocated.
But if it doesn't pass, it stays as it is.
If it doesn't pass, it stays as it is, and moreover, if it doesn't pass, then the notion of telling the public that the funds to be generated from the increase in the sales tax would go for the purpose of improving the roads is not able to be said to the public. It's because by law, the majority, we're going to trade roughly $900,000. $90,000 of that can go directly to the highway fund. The remaining $800,000 will go to the school system if in fact it was passed, and that would be not what you intend to have happen.
Total amount on the wheel tax, what, $1,500,000?
$1,500,000. And
That's what it is.
yes, and it would theoretically, although you have bigger and lower months, if we could split it up straight down the middle, it would be 750, 750. There'll be differences in that as it shakes out, and you'll note in this resolution that it says, but I don't really know, that the change would happen beginning January 1, 2013, or as soon thereafter as the revised local option sales tax rate is reflected in the local option sales tax collection in Midland County by the state of Tennessee. That way we're not tied to a specific month, so it's happening as soon as we see the increase being collected.
Do I hear a motion to approve this resolution that would redesignate, I guess, half of the wheel tax to the highway department should the sales tax resolution be approved?
That's already been passed, so it's going to be voted. We just got to set it in place on the money and stuff.
Got a motion by Lori, seconded by Lee Ayers.
If we don't pass it, it's going to be on the school system.
Correct? That's correct.
It's not going for where it can go. You have to put it on. We vote.
Yes.
The wheel test is a sure bet, like the amount that goes to the school system. What if the sales tax doesn't generate as much money as you expect it to?
Well, if the sales tax doesn't generate the exact amount of money, then the commission can alter the amount of allocation between the funds to achieve balance in the school system budget. You can maneuver the amount
With the
of.
wheel
With the wheel tax.
They would still be getting that whole amount.
No.
The school system will receive 100% of the resources they have to receive. It would be through a different funding source. The wheel tax is directable by the county commission as to where it ends up in a budget. So if in fact we end up missing $100,000 and the school's maintenance effort number wasn't going to be met, we would know that in advance enough time for you to say, okay, for the last month of June, don't split it, 100% go to schools to make it whole.
And we can alter that anytime we want to during the budget cycle.
That's correct.
And as many times as we want.
And it needs.
Everybody's been really blessed with over
Yeah, I think
this is
this
just their walk-ins. So, we don't put that correct for license.
yes, the sales tax resolution. Rusty is saying if in fact you don't pass this, it's going to end up in the hands of the road department. Money won't.
No, that's right. But
And-
you're saying it's for the school system.
And
Sales
he-
tax is
all of
there
it will go
anyway.
to the school.
All of the money will go to the school system inclusive of their existing funds plus 100% of the new funds. And the intent of the commission's action is to cause funds to end up in the hands of the highway public work funds to do paving. And the only solution to that is to redirect other funds other than sales tax.
One more question. So why do we split off the wheel tax now if we don't know if it's going to pass?
It won't happen if it doesn't pass, but in order for the public to be believed, you may remember, and Madam Chair Aaron's talked about it several times during the budget meetings as we went forward. One of the biggest pitfalls that was associated, at least in her opinion and opinion of a few others, that faced the sales tax increase vote in March was the fact that members of the public and the commission were saying that the money could not end up in the funding of roads. And this resolution makes that where that is not incumbent. That you can say to the public in truthfulness, here's how the money ends up in the hands of the road department. Minus this, you are aware that you couldn't say truthfully to them that the money is going to end up in the hands of the road department, because as you were saying, by law, it will go to the general purpose school fund.
Any other questions? Okay, we're ready to vote on resolution number 2012-09-17. Those in favor, vote yes. Commissioner Burns, button. Those opposed, vote no. Anyone wish to change your vote? Show us the vote. We have 12 yes, Tom Hatmaker voting no, Steve Rutherford and Bob Walden are absent. Resolution is approved.
And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman. Those other resolutions are just for the purpose of illustration as it relates to 2012-9-17.
Entertain a motion to approve the reports from the county officials and or discussion? All those in favor, vote yes. Pressure confirm the button. Those opposed, vote no. Anyone wish to change your vote? Show us the vote. 13 yes, Steve Rutherford, Bob Walden, absent. Under other matters, we have a request from the Sheriff's Department to, very good idea. Suspend the rules. Second. Motion to suspend the rules by Hort, seconded by Bruce. Any question, any discussion? All those in favor of suspending the rules, vote yes. Pressure confirm the button. Those opposed, vote no. Anyone wish to change your vote? Show us the vote. 13 yes, the rules are suspended. The sheriff has sent us a list of county property with guns to be requested to be surplus, so we can sell them at the auction next month. Motion to approve these as surplus.
Second.
Motion by Orton, seconded by Terry Singley to approve the sheriff's request on county surplus property. Any discussion or any questions? All those in favor, vote yes. Any pressure confirmed, button. Those opposed, vote no. Anyone wish to change your vote? Show us the vote. 13 yes. Bob Walden, absent. Motion is approved.
I want to tell the sheriff I appreciate this decision that you made on this, because I know the price of ammo is significant high. And coming up with that funding from that source that you came up with, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Moving on to county mayor agenda items. First one is to approve a quit claim deed for Old Charlie Queen Lane in Jacksonville. Motion and second, motion by Marie Ayers. Any questions or any discussion? Okay, all those in favor, vote yes. Pressure confirmed button. Those opposed, vote no. Anyone wish to change your vote? Show us the vote. 13 yes, Steve Rutherford, Bob Walden, absent. Motion is approved. Next is request to designate animal control vehicle surplus. We have the list, 2004 F-150, 1993 Ford F-700. Motion approved. Second. We have a motion by Horrick, seconded by Johnny Bruce. Any discussion, any questions? Not. Those in favor, vote yes. The pressure confirm the button. Those opposed, vote no. Anyone wish to change your vote? Show us the vote. 13 yes, Steve Rutherford, Bob Walden, absent. Motion is approved. We don't have all the info on Norris Ridge Fire Department, so we can do that next month. You can approve appointments to the planning commission. Danny Coleman and Ray Heatherly.
There's a motion made, we cannot set for somebody off the commission on that, somebody else.
Motion by Johnny Bruce, seconded by Bobby White.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
can you explain why we can't do that?
Well, because it's the county mayor that makes the recommendation. Legislative body just approves it. You can only have a certain, you have to have less than a majority, but less than a majority of the people on the planning commission can be county, public employees, or county officials. We're at that threshold. We stay at that. Go ahead.
What if somebody will step down off the county, that's on county commission, that's serving? And can somebody,
Yeah.
anybody feel comfortable staying on the rest of the term? I don't know better.
I'm on it.
I mean, I'm not trying to knock nobody off here. You just aren't off the
If
country.
there's another commissioner that so desires to have input on it, I'm not opposed.
We got a motion. Okay. We need a vote. All those in favor, vote yes, the rest you confirm the button. Those opposed, vote no. Anyone wish to change your vote? Show us the vote. 12 yes, Tom Hatmaker votes no, we have Steve Brewster and Bob Walden absent. We have to take action later on the solid waste board. Next is the appointments to the Gamble County Industrial Board. We've got two changes. Jake Bennett, will serve. Mark Boland, Nick Boland's son, his place, and Patrick Sloan, will serve, and Michael Malaco, his place. Yes, they have.
We replace one of those.
No, no director may be an official or an employee of the county.
Motion approved.
Motion by Bobby White, second by Alvin Evans. Any questions or any discussion? Okay, all those in favor, vote yes. The rest confirm the button. Those opposed, vote no. Anyone wish to change your vote? Show us the vote. 13 yes, Bob Walden and Steve Boothford absent. Okay, next item is the approved contract or purchase with Imaging Technology Consulting, Bobby White.
I say we do not approve. I make a motion, we do not approve.
Say second.
Got a motion and a second not to approve contract or purchase with Imaging Technology Consulting. Any questions? Any discussion? Jeff Martin.
Mr. Chairman, although the motion is in the negative, while we're here, I'd like to, I'd sent you guys a communication regarding it. The proposition of doing the data storage on computer, I had them prepare a multi-user quote using my office as an example, and I've discussed it previously with the mayor so that you guys can get an idea of the cost associated with that. And it's $2,200 per what they call a licensing So even if you go into multiples, it's still $2,200 each for each one you want to buy, and $59 a month, or $53 a month for each one you want to lease. So in the example of a 10-user agreement, the purchase cost would be $22,000 for the software itself, plus another $3,300 for the updates, which brings it in at $25,300. Or the lease amount would be $590 per month, and that would bring the lease amount to $35,000 change over the 60 months. In that regard, if we do decide to move forward at some point in time in the future, we'll need specifications in order to do a solicitation. It doesn't have to be bid if it were either bought or leased. That's the first thing. The second thing that I want to point out to you is to go forward, the statute that the gentleman passed out talks about having to have a records retention schedule, and that would involve a creation of a records retention policy. And there are different types of documents in the various offices that have differing lengths of time that they are to be held before such could be spoken. I don't know what all those differing schedules would be, and Joseph has asked CTAS to try to come up with, if they have, I should say, an example policy that would help in what record that would be held for what length of time, and so forth. So if you do get around to come back to this issue, remember those two pieces.
Dr. White?
Mr. Chairman, the reason I make this motion is because I don't feel like this commission knows enough about this. And that's why I feel like if we're going to do this, we need to have a workshop and that guy here and explain everything to us. I just don't like buying a horse without riding a horse. I'm sorry, I mean, that's my feeling, and I guess instead of making a motion, I could just vote no. But I mean, I feel very strongly about what I'm doing, I do. And I think we need to know.
We have a motion in the second, not to approve contract or purchase. Who made the second? Tom, you have a question?
Statement. I believe we have to approve it if it's a lease. If the department head decides to do this on their own, we can come up with the money, and they bring it to us as a budget.
Well,
It's only a lease that we have to approve.
you have to approve the lease. If in fact it entails increasing their total budget, you would have to approve that as a form of amendment. The danger I see in leaving it somewhat in limbo is, let's say that Bobby Van wants to proceed. I know he's one of the offices that's interested in it. He, I think, is looking for 3 stations. Now, those 3 stations by themselves would be less than $10,000, therefore you're below the bid threshold, and all we have to have would be some type of informal quotes, so $5,000. If we start with first and foremost, if we were to have other offices successively soon thereafter want to do them, then we have the ability to be viewed as if we breached the covenant of trying to solicit the bid, because they would be over $10,000, like buying blocks in the bid. But moreover, is the second part of what I said. Bobby may know right off the top of his head everything related to his requirement of how long he retains his record. He may very well know that. I don't know if he does or doesn't, but assume that he does, and he operated his in conformity with that, then that would be up to him, and he could do that without any problems. If in fact he doesn't know, then like most policies, that takes the county legislative body to approve a policy, like a travel policy, personnel policy, blah, 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 blah. And the record retention policy that would include the retention schedule, specifically when those records were to be disposed of, is rather important, and I didn't mention this a second ago, but equally important in that is a backup plan. You notice that it's the requirement of that statute said you had to have a backup site, off-site, blah, blah, blah. And we have the ability with the NAS boxes we bought last year to do the off-site backup, not have all the eggs in one basket. But that needs to be reduced to written form. Now, Bobby could create his own record retention policy. And as long as it was compliant with state law, blah, 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 then that would work out okay. But cutting it into chunks, you're right back to the beginning of whether it would be something. But you are right in that any lease, whether it be $5 or otherwise, per month would have to be approved here first.
If we break it down into blocks, it very well could come back on the hour.
It could.
Any other questions? Raise it up. All those in favor of not entering into an agreement with Imaging Technology Consultants, vote yes. The pressure confirmed button. Those opposed, vote no. Anyone wish to change it? Short vote. 13 yes. Bob Walden, Steve Rutherford absent. Motion is approved. Now, we need to read into the minutes the bonds for property assessors and highway superintendent. Surety bond number 662-89967. State of Tennessee, County of Campbell, official statutory bond for county public officials, office of highway superintendent. All in by these presidents: Dennis Potter of Jacksboro, County of Campbell, Tennessee, as principal, and auto owners insurance company as surety, are held and firmly bound unto the state of Tennessee in the full amount of $100,000, lawful money of the United States of America, for the full and prompt payment whereof we bind ourselves, our representatives, successors, and assign each jointly and severally, firmly and unequivocally by these presidents, whereas said principal was duly elected to the office of highway superintendent for Campbell County for a 4-year term beginning the first day of September 2012 and ending on the first day of September 2016. Therefore, the condition of this obligation is such that if said Dennis Potter, the principal, shall faithfully perform the duties of the office of highway superintendent of Campbell County during his term of office or his continuance therein, pay over to the persons authorized by law to receive them all monies, properties, and things to pay, make of it to his hand during his term of office or his continuance therein without fraud or delay, shall faithfully and safely keep all records required of him in his official capacity, and at the expiration of his term or in the case of his resignation or removal from office, shall turn over to his successor all records of property which have come into his hands. And this obligation shall be null and void, otherwise to remain in full force and effect. Put this our hand to the seals this 31st day of August 2012. Surety bond number 661-42358, State of Tennessee, County of Campbell, official statutory bond for county public officials, office of assessor of property. Known by all means by these presidents: Brandon Garrett Park of Jacksboro, County of Campbell, Tennessee, as principal and auto owners insurance company as surety, are held and firmly bound unto the state of Tennessee the full amount of $50,000, lawful money of the United States of America, for the full and prompt payment whereof we bind ourselves, our representatives, successors, and assigns each jointly and severally, firmly and unequivocally by these presidents. Whereas the said principal was duly elected to the office of assessor of property of and for Campbell County, 4-year term beginning on the first day of September 2012, ending on the first day of September 2016. Now, therefore, the condition of this obligation is such that, as was said, Brandon Garrett Park, principal, shall 1. limited value may come into his hands during his term of office or his continuance therein without fraud or delay, shall faithfully and safely keep all records required of him in his official capacity. At the expiration of his term or in case of his resignation or removal from office, shall turn over to his successors all records of property which have come into his hands, and this obligation shall be done or void otherwise to remain in full force and effect, witness our hand and seal on the first day of August of 2020. Thank you. Okay. Motion and second. All those in favor vote yes. Then that's your confirmed button. Those opposed, no. Anyone wish to change your vote? Show us the vote. 13 yes, Bob Walden, Steve Ruth, no. Okay, next is committee assignments. Right.
Josh Parker,
Motion and a second to approve all this list of committee assignments, substituting Josh Parker for Mike Orick on the FMS committee. He is newly elected school board chairman. Any questions on that matter?
Yeah, add my name to the DMS, the Environmental Services Committee.
We have a motion to approve these as they're submitted. Yes.
Is it okay, I mean, do people who were on there, have you talked to them, it's okay with the place?
I have, but I come to meetings anyway. This just puts me on. He's the one that has some money for a district on it, so.
It's just extra beautiful.
I participate in meetings. I come down here and I sit through it and participate in it, and I'll have a vote. All this does is just give me a vote.
But that puts two from one district on. If you leave Rusty on emergency management, then you will be on there, and that would be two per district on that.
I understand what you're saying, but take for instance, the planning commission, don't have anybody from the third district on it. So we're gonna do apples to apples and start across the board.
I just make the point, I mean, you know.
At other times, there's always been four commissioners on the planning commission, so there's a district that's left out all the time. It just gets swapped around from time to time.
Before we messed up, it's not taking a position, yes, I keep somebody from third district. And Melvin came off. Melvin came off, he gave up his seat. And you were going, not taking up charge, I guess you took his place.
Okay, we have a motion to approve this list. Second. All those in favor vote aye. Press your confirm button. Those opposed vote no. motion, and that's committee.
To the list, to the committee. I can't discuss it until the motion is made.
You amend the motion. Anyone wish to change your vote? Show us the vote.
Let matters and resolution.
Got 12 yes. 1 no, Marie Ayers, Bob Walden, Steve Rutherford absent.
Yeah, I'm personally myself, if you want to do it now, if you want to be added to it now, that's fine.
I've always participated in those two committees. I don't know why I got moved from it, but I've always continued to come to them for the most part.
Well, I don't need, but I mean, if you want to, make a motion and they're on the table, we'll be glad to vote for it.
Just the proper time to do it.
You can.
Yes.
I would make that motion. I would like to be added back to the environmental committee and the EMS.
I'll second, as he is already saying.
Got a motion and a second. We have Tom Hatmaker, commercial management, and environmental services.
What you said.
Yes.
And as many as you want to.
You can. All right.
Is there anything improper about adding an additional position to those committees?
These advisory committees, the commission is simply an internal committee of the commission, and you can have as many members on it as you want.
That's good. Except, not over 15.
Okay, we got a motion.
That's a statutory. We did only,
We're just adding that to the motion. And Tom Hatmaker, emergency management, environmental services.
Let me clarify what I just said. Any internal committee that is only an advisory committee, you can constitute it the way you want. If it's a statutory committee, where it's made up is dictated by law, then of course you have to follow the statute. You could add a commissioner just to sit and listen, just any committee you want, but they wouldn't be a member.
But there's nothing wrong with any commission continuing in the Osage meetings, and they have a right to speak if you're acting for chairman, so chooses level. I said it proceeding well through, and ask a whole lot of questions, but I could make a motion. Right.
But by doing this right here,
He will be able to make both.
We've got a motion and a second to add Tom Hatmaker to the emergency management and environmental service committee. All those in favor, vote yes. Raise your affirmative button. Those opposed, vote no. Anyone wish to change your vote? Show us the vote. Got 11 yes, J.L. Davis, Alvin Evans, voting no, Bob Waller, Steve Rutherford, absent. Motion is approved. Johnny Bruce. Something from the recreation.
Yes, Rusty, we talked a little bit during community meeting about the fall festival, and we basically decided that this is something we can't do this year, but it's something that we'd like to look at for next year, because I think early spring, well, there were several comments made as to the fact that, hey, you need to have at least 6 months to a year to claim. It's not like this happens. Well, hey, listen, we want to involve the cities and everything, it's getting put.
Probably everybody
Yeah, but
I don't think it's, was not wanting something monstrous or just something to get started. You even had a day, just a day for the citizens to come out and get the card and buy them.
we scheduled that.
Meeting voted not to do it.
We just discussed it. We
I
may
mean, I had to understand that.
listen, we have another meeting next month. Now, the first shooter will determine how well it is, second. So how do we decide?
It's all about schedule. It's all about what you bring into the vote. About any time you charge a fee, somebody come in and tell you, most is free. You get enough hot dogs there. I've done all these campaigns, hot dogs bring people out.
Listen, hey, you're more than welcome to attend. It's 5 o'clock.
Wherever you found out about the tree issue here.
I don't know how far ago you
It wasn't that much big.
Just long about
Last week, we talked about representation on all the boards and committees, Rusty brought it up. Outside of, is there just 3 statutory boards? Joe? WS, solid waste.
Your board.
Your
Fair
board.
board. There's another one.
911 statutory board.
We talked about having representation from the committee on all the boards. I would even go as far as to say like the planning commission, if there's only 4 commissioners on the planning commission, if somebody gets left out, is there only 3?
But I'll explain this to you. I worked for the first commission. And I can't remember who the commissioner was. I always wanted to know. You can call Nathan. There was always an argument that there was a commissioner left out. There was somebody always complaining because there was. We tried and tried and tried. It wouldn't work. We couldn't ever be done. Cause that. But I understand. I'd like to see.
What would those alternate that? I mean, if they just want somebody every year, why don't
For a certain term.
go up?
It's for a number of years' term.
It's 4 years.
4-year term? So say you could still alternate it.
You may not be really.
Well, I know. I'm looking down that road that we were talking about earlier.
The only way you can do it is to get somebody that's on there to agree to, stay 2 years or whatever.
We could pass a resolution saying that, like in the 5th year, the 5th district, one goes on, one comes off the first district.
No, you can't change the term of office.
I know that.
Well, that's what you're doing.
No, I'm saying in the 5th year,
What could we add? Are there any way that we can add one to?
I don't know, sure, I would look at it.
I mean, I know we looked at it twice. And I understand, I don't want to, but I think our district needs to put it in. I don't want.
I got a comment, if I may. Sure. Kind of piggyback on what Tom was saying, I mean, there is representation, although it may not be.
You've got citizens that are,
Right, but beyond that, beyond the planning commission, like 911, they get funding from the county. To my knowledge, there isn't any commissioner on there. And it just seems like there should be.
Are they wanting to come up with that issue?
have to check and see.
don't know what the schedule of it is. They're staggered terms.
But you should, the way it works, is these people on, there should be somebody all, every year we replace in September. Now, we don't, there's nothing in this package saying they always recommend the mayor who we won't put on that package.
Back earlier in the year, I remember that there was an effort made to determine whose terms ended at what point, and there was a search made of the records to try to figure out whose term ended when on that board at the end. It got lost in the minutes, because there have been so many people that took over when another person left in the middle of the term that it was hard to figure out really what terms. The ones that were appointed in the last 2 or 3 years wasn't a problem, but there was some before that. Do you recall that?
You probably had people that quit coming, and they, in order to get a group or get a quorum, they had to replace those. And when you do that, you tend to get the term of office.
But there should be something coming to the commission to be reappointed, but we have to verify.
Right.
But now, on all committees, statutory committees, if they don't show up, attend the meetings, it's just like anything else they can do, so taken off. They miss.
And if I'm not mistaken, by statute, the mayor is an ex officio member of all committees, and that he or his representative has the right to attend on behalf of the commission. Not saying he would want to attend every meeting, but that he could if he wanted to.
Can you find out, Joe, I mean, I think you're the attorney, so that's a problem, you just find out. See if there's any opens coming up on that.
Anything else, Tom?
No, that's.
I didn't think that
What?
Charlie done off his head on that, all that.
Okay. And we've already
That
done that.
sanitation meeting, I would like, still, we voted it down this evening. Go, well, you're not, you may not be the chairman, we gotta have a meeting,
Right.
but you can.
Yeah.
Can you call a meeting?
Where would you like to have one?
Well, I want certain individuals, I won't be there, but I want certain individuals to be there. It's more mechanically inclined, and I'm not saying I don't have to do more things. I like to go look at those meetings, but I like to do it actually, even said,
Well, we have to have it during the day. He's not gonna be there. You're not gonna play over.
Can you kind of coordinate that with Doug, since he is right now, kind of,
Who wants to be included on this fact finding mission out of the Department of Services? Tom Hatmaker, Rusty Orr, Beverly Hall, David Atkins. Yes, David, you need to be there. You ask him all the questions.
and you're mechanically inclined.
Right.
More or less.
I think it's all good, including the money.
The county attorney's already informed me, all I can do is the numbers, I don't know nothing about that. He does not want me fixing the.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
do we need to have a meeting with these committees, the chairman, vice chairman?
Yes, you need to call him. Yes.
Okay, what, let's do a couple of them for this workshop. Let's do EMS and emergency services workshop, 5:30.
He's talking about
Monday.
all these new committees. Need to have a meeting to appoint their chair and vice chair. You all are talking about having an environmental committee meeting out at.
He's talking about that.
Hey,
I'll get with the people that were interested in going to Toast Spring
environmental services on.
You could actually have that big again, so.
Environmental services, 5:30 on the workshop day. And, emergency management at the same time. Because it's 10 then, 5:45.
Yeah, we'll take it. 5:30 on workshop day, emergency.
Environmental services.
Environmental services.
Emergency management, 5:45. So,
Yes.
We'll have, that next meeting, we'll have to elect the chairman.
that's what we're having.
Environmental services, and
We're gonna go out there and see that little thing. Committee's gonna show up out there.
Well, you're gonna still have the same committee, just depends on who the chairman is.
Carry out the meeting. Do that first.
Well, you're just not gonna really have a meeting yet, now you're just having a fact find, and you know, when you have a meeting, you can say, okay, this is what we're
That
saying.
will be out one up there.
That's right. You don't have to go
Yeah.
fact find.
Is that right, you, Marie?
So 5:30 environmental, 5:45 EMS?
Yes.
What's the day?
Workshop night?
Workshop,
Be the 10th, wouldn't it? Or no?
The 8th,
8th.
we have some after the workshop. Prior to that.
yes,
You'll be at 8 o'clock.
I don't know, who's calling these meetings?
I
personnel and insurance, you wanna have something? Joe?
Yes, on the insurance, personnel and insurance, and on airport committee.
Yes.
What time is the first meeting, Steve? 5:30? 5:30. 5:20, airport, 5:25, insurance personnel. 5:20, airport. 5:20, airport. 5:25, insurance personnel.
What day is this now?
That's when we have the workshop.
October the 8th.
If you're here for workshop, you won't miss anything.
More waste than one.
And honestly, I mean, I'm chairman of these two, the only thing we want to do is elect chairman and vice chairman. It'll take us 3 minutes to do that.
Johnny, yours is 5 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
We have a budget and finance committee meeting at 5 o'clock on that night.
Workshop.
Pretty quick.
Ours is not workshop.
Have
Be quick, okay.
We still have it, Kevin.
It's simple for me, I'm not sure about everybody else.
5 o'clock workshop. I mean,
5 o'clock's at the best, standing
Two
to
minutes.
Fair budget.
I mean, budget and finance,
Hey, you're getting on
then
this.
workshops at 6 o'clock, 5:20 is
Airport.
airport, 5:25 is personnel and insurance, 5:30 is environmental, 5:45 is EMS, David Ash.
I'm sure, add any more confusion.
You got 5:47.
Go ahead.
Seeing how we approved this list as stated,
Yes,
it already says who the chairmen are.
yeah, but that was just past year,
Yeah, committee has to go.
yeah,
That's just 5:11.
that's just. The.
Well, it says,
Administrative, commission's administrative assistant made them approve it.
Let me see, who's the chairman?
I gave it to her that way, so she was happy.
So they don't in there somewhere.
Do them after, do some after workshop.
We'll do the rest of it like a workshop. We won't let anybody out.
I mean, if,
That way we'll get everything done.
if these two committees are interrupting anything else, we can wait till after the workshop.
Right.
I mean, whatever.
We'll just put in there all other committees will meet after, workshop.
You will do, budget finance at the time of the budget finance?
Yes, we'll do
Yes,
that.
yeah, let's do that at the beginning.
Who's gonna take her this little video?
we're gonna have to.
Gonna have to, we're gonna keep some hot dogs.
Rusty, we're on that.
Rusty got that covered. Yeah.
Mr. Chairman.
You'll ask another question.
We,
Yes,
Are you
ma'am.
down to announcements yet?
No, would you like to have an announcement right now?
We have a school board meeting that has been changed to the 16th, which will be the day after the regular county commission meeting. That's happened in times past when they used to meet on Thursdays. So, we'll have to take our action related to their actions as if they're going to take those actions. And if in fact they
I might
don't
put,
take.
I might put another record. I'll be in, Las Vegas
Wow.
at the regular county commission meeting, so if y'all want to.
Go with you.
No. National Association of Development Districts, I'm the chairman of their board this year.
Yeah, maybe you didn't, that's
No. But unless, Johnny wants to conduct the meeting, do it, or we can wait till the next month. That way,
the 22nd.
yeah, the school board.
I would certainly request that you consider that, because that way you're not facing the fact of approving things before the Board of Education actually approves it.
Anybody have a problem with that?
What's the date?
22nd of October will be our next commission meeting.
Correct.
Or move workshop.
No.
No. Any more questions?
What time?
I'll be Carl. School board meeting, what time?
School board meeting is at 6 o'clock on the 16th. Bobby was saying, Mr. Chairman, about moving the workshop meeting. I don't know whether that's something you want to consider or not.
We've already got all the commission meetings scheduled.
And if you want to
There was a paper going around.
There was a letter going around. Has everybody signed it that wants to sign it? Everybody else signed it?
It's just,
I'm trying to read it, explain it to them. Can you explain to us?
I can't. I signed it.
Johnny can.
Okay,
go ahead, no, you go ahead.
There is a group that does, in the past, they have done. Go ahead and tell them.
It's what building them, they work with youth and so forth as far as, I think it's drug rehab.
Drug rehab service.
And all it is basically, they're applying for the grant. And all he's asking for is, our
We have
blessing.
to have support.
They don't need no money.
No, there's
No money involved. They're trying to get a contract with TennCare to provide services in Anderson and Campbell County. They'll have a group here to provide services for Campbell County people. Alcohol and drug rehab.
This Saturday, the Follett LA Cruisers is having their local car show up at Kemp County High School. We invite everybody to come out. We take and spend $125 per kid at Christmas time. And that's what all the money's used for, that we raise our car shows. Do what? Oh, yeah, sell the tickets, and have on a truck, give away a truck also.
What a truck.
David Young.
It's about a 89 mile Ford truck.
How old is it?
Rainbow Ford donation.
David.
If everybody's through, if you're gonna change your meeting, the county commission meeting, you need to vote to do that.
Yeah, you vote to change
it.
Make a motion to change that.
To October the 22nd?
Yes, sir.
Or October, we got a motion, second by Perry Singleton.
I think it has to be advertised in the paper also.
Motion is to change our October county commission meeting to October the 22nd. All those in favor, vote yes, and the rest confirm the vote. Those opposed, vote no. And nobody knew we should vote. Push confirm the button, we'll be good. Not working.
You may hear we still discussing. Mass yes and confirm.
There you go. Now, anybody wish to change your vote, show us the vote. TPS, Steve Rutherford, Bob Wallen, anybody else, anything else?
It's one of the things.
J.L. Davis.
Here before we kind of
still owe me money.
And both of them are absent.
Could you kick in for me,
I mean, it's up to you all, whatever y'all wanna do. Y'all, anybody that wants to contribute, you need to contribute first, and then we'll give them a run out. Prepaid. Yeah, prepaid.
Who else? Move to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. Second by Russ York.